Damn, what is that, bro?
Okay, all of us and our moms know that Silksong is most definitely the most hyped up game of this year, and quite possibly the past few years. The original game was this simple Metroidvania platformer with some of the best map, boss, and combat design in a 2D platformer I have ever seen. Silksong has taken a whopping 7-ish years to come out, and literally everybody is expecting it to be Game of the Year currently. So me, being the absolute brain-rotted dumbass I am, decided to play this game for over 16 hours in the first 2 days it came out, beating it in the process, so this video is going to be a recount of that experience. Okay, first thing before we even start the game, Silksong can run at 240 FPS. My fellow brain-rotted FPS maxers rejoice. Ah yes, perfect. The intro here actually has Hornet imprisoned, interestingly, and it also looks like the Godmaster ending wasn't canon since you can see void particles in here. This intro, though, is ridiculously good, and I'll just let it play out for you. Now that we're down in a chasm just like the first game, we can actually control Hornet, and holy shit, this game is beautiful. Seriously, making 2D games look this good is a feat of engineering in my eyes, and Hornet's controls don't disappoint either, though her nodding looks like, Also, the sound design has massively improved. Take a listen to these fucking nail swings. Anyways, let's get moving before I get a hernia from all this flailing about, and oh my god, we have ledge grabs. And Hornet's movement in general feels absolutely amazing. This parkour section sure went a lot better than my original Hollow Knight playthrough. A quick schizophrenic episode later.
There you are, you little shit. You looking for this? No. What did you just fucking say to me?
And I fall back down into the starting area trying to find secrets. Back up and we get a rosary string, which is evidently our currency in this game, and a few more schizophrenic episodes later, we land at our first bench in the ruined chapel. And just upstairs we run into the first boss, the Moss Mother, which is essentially a reskinned Vengeful Eye Spirit, but cool nonetheless. Afterwards we meet our first NPC and—
That's fine.
Wait, we can talk. Anyways, we now enter Bone Bottom, the equivalent of Dirtmouth, and here we meet some very endearing NPCs, and no, that's not. It can't be. We now have access to this arena, which feels super similar to Aspid Arena, which I think was intentional. What does this sign say? Amogus. Anyways, let's go down into the fiery pit of despair. Also, we now have Celeste platforms, and instead of having charms, we now have tools. And in here we encounter— oh god. We also have a mobile corny shop now in the form of Chakra, which is so fucking nice. And as we head into Moss Home, we get the Silk Spear ability, the equivalent of VS. We also meet the Druid, which will undoubtedly send us on a numerous number of fetch quests. And now that I have some cash money moolah, I'm gonna go back and buy all the maps and Compass, the enemy of every experienced player.
Take it off!
I would rather die.
We can now fight the Bell Beast, which I defeated with no issues at all. I then unlocked a passive silk buff by going through Abyss. I mean, the Weaver's, anyways. Apparently, I also won the loyalty of the Bell Beast, because now we can stag places. Was that a grub? And after nearly getting nuked to death, I got my first craft medal. I then got absolutely annihilated by this weird-ass bug, and quickly came back and ran away like a man, because, you must defeat the foes you know you can defeat, or some shit. I then went and got the straight pin, my first tool, which is a consumable, interestingly enough. You're automatically deducted resources when you come back to a bench after using them. I unlocked this sideways Star Wars ass elevator and then arrived at Deep Docks and quickly grabbed the bench there and unlocked the Bell Station, Stag Station, whatever. I stopped by a puzzle I'm definitely not smart enough to figure out and unlocked a bench via this arena and met an NPC I will basically never use and played a little hot potato with my feet, grabbing a spool fragment in the process. I then died to lava like an absolute chump and got extremely fucking angry at this annoying ass enemy combo before dying once more. I then did this sick as fuck speedrun skipped and died twice to another annoying enemy combo before meeting Gilly. And now I figured it was time for revenge on that shit ass bug earlier, so let's, die. Is my script right? I really died 4 times to this shit face. Fucking A. Anyways, this lets you get into the Hunter's Marsh, my favorite bit of soundtrack yet. I went and saved another doggo, and then got some help from Chakra in this arena, and then bought the map, and then died to traps. Fuck. I then struggled with one of the most basic platforming sections I've ever seen, met up with Gilly once more, and then absolutely got annihilated by this trap bench. It was at this point I realized I'm ability locked literally everywhere I go, so I'm gonna go explore around a bit, and by explore around a bit, I mean look up the answer. Anyways, we now have Swift Step, which just feels ridiculously good. After zooming the fuck out of there, I unlocked a little gate and was met with one of the funnest bosses in the entire game. I then went and met the seamstress, who prescribed me acupuncture and ordered me to get the needles. Definitely. Anyways, we got the Drifter's Cloak now.
I'm very poppin', y'all!
I then fought the Iron Giant, a boss that had so much fucking health I thought it was Gorlock the Destroyer.
Your man is probably in my fucking DMs, and I could have had him as a body literally last week if I wanted.
I went to the Stag Station and back into the fold, saving another doggo along the way, meeting back up with Sherma, and ascended up to Greymore. I then reached the halfway home and started talking to what is this thing? Whatever, Hunter's Journal. I then headed left, met Garmond and Zaza.
There you are, you little shit. You looking for this?
And cleared out the Chapel of the Reaper on the way, and then fought the Moorwing, dying a whopping 10 fucking times before killing it. And my reward for this, entry into the haunted Bellheart. Let's go to Shellwood instead. We immediately head into this arena, which has... oh, come on. Unlocked the bench, went over to Chakra to buy all the maps I missed, and then returned home to Bone Bottom, discovering a notice board of sorts, to which I donated some of my shell shards. I then went to the Hunter's March to explore the areas I couldn't beforehand, getting a memory locket and eradicating the Chapel of the Beast, dying 17 fucking times to this annoying fucking terrible ad-spawning hemorrhoid having absolute piece of shit fucking boss. Oh, and by the way, the boss didn't even have a good reward. I quickly returned to Greymore, only to fucking face even more annoying enemies in an arena you're forced into. Anyways, back into Shellwood to meet the alien and move up to get my first mask shard. Somehow. I then moved to Sister Splinter, whom I died to 2 times, a big improvement from him. I had a feeling this is where we were going to unlock a climb ability, so here it is, Cling Grip, and by God is it fucking worth it. We can now reach into the top of Bellheart, saving a doggo in the process, and getting annihilated by this weird bitch 8 fucking times. For your reward, you now get the Needle Inn and another Abyss, Weaver section. And now we're able to free the citizens from the curse and buy the stag before leaving without uttering a word to a single one of them. Go back into Shellwood and hunt down this kleptomaniac. Kinda ironic, right? Buy the bench over here, and we're now heading into Wormways, which might be even worse than Deep Nest. I bought the map. I then headed to the top of the Hunter's March, dying 3 times to the worst combo ever conceived to get some cash money moolah. And now it's back to Deep Docks to get another mask shard, and I bought the final one for our first mask at home. And then go back to Greymore for the stag and another spool fragment. Further up, we unlock the Threadstorm ability. I then went and got myself captured and shipped to the slab, and had to fight through some prisoners to get out. I took one key and got myself out of my cell, and then headed to a bench and found the map. A hop and a skip through a frozen wasteland, and I can jump my assailants and steal my ship back, and get the master key to the whole fucking place. That's what you call
It's free real estate.
save a doggo, unlock the stag station, and get the fuck out of there. I'm heading over to Bellheart because I heard a special little kleptomaniac would like my shit, and Nailsmith is there too. I returned into Far Fields and got a mask shard I missed, and now we're gonna go back to the Marrow and kill the Skull Tyrant, visiting the fleas on the way, where all the doggos we saved went, and, apparently these are fleas. You know what, I don't care, they're doggos. Back in Shellwood, I unlocked the stag station, and then headed over to King's Pass. What the hell is this place anyways? I bought the bench, and, great, it's deepness, but not deep. Yay. Quickly traveling up, I bought the map and fought these little guys, which were really fun actually. Reminded me of Mantis Lords. I then went and met the Pinstress, learning a charge strike in the process before making a beeline towards the capital, grabbing the stag station on the way, and saving a doggo too. I then traveled up to the entrance of the capital and angered the gods with my terrible music, dying 4 times before defeating the last judge, letting us enter the Citadel. In the Citadel, we promptly vandalize and absolutely destroy their infrastructure and nearly die in the process, then arriving at Underworks. I quickly gathered the map and made my way through, finding a spool in the process. Locked, of course. I went and unlocked another temporary bench, then got scammed out of my money and suffered through an arena twice, then went to the obligatory Path of Pain section, arriving at the Coral Chambers. We're gonna buy the map before meeting back up with Lace, who gives us a COD lobby trash talk moment. Before leaving us to climb and grab another bench, get the stag station, and head up to the most elaborate door mechanism I think possible before creating the town of Songclave in the bat of an eye. We're then able to meet the Cogwork Dancers, which is a ridiculously fun fight, and I died 2 times. Wait, that's sad as fuck. Now I feel bad. And now we're given the task of finding the 3 choruses. Yeah. Anyways, we're now going to the Cogwork Core, and 1 arena later, we get another mask shard, another spool fragment, die to Path of Paint, a saw. We're now going to enter the stage to fight Trobio, who killed me 5 times before I absolutely destroyed his... Oh wait, he kinda got moves, damn. He unlocks a shortcut down into Underworks, and that shortcut leads us down to this hellscape. A quick speed run through, and we can get the claw line, so now we can swing and hang on rings, activating... Oh, fuck, it's an arena. Now we're gonna head back up to Citadel and meet our boy Mergwyn, and then get annihilated in this arena, then annihilate it, and head back to use the white key and arrive in White Ward. Wow, this is... Right, let's just get out of here. Anyways, I went and quickly got the map, got the fuck out of there, and went under the big elevator, 'cause secrets, you know. Anyways, there's a secret path up to where we need to go, which holds one of the melodies we need to progress. And now we can play a sound puzzle, which is pretty sick. Graduated top of my class, by the way. Anyways, let's go back up to the Vault Keeper and get him to burn our CD and learn the Vault Keeper melody. We're now going to make our way up to the Cogwork Core now for the second melody. This is a parkour gauntlet, so you know I absolutely botched the shit out of it. Anyways, after a great deal of difficulty, we're out of there and into a little puzzle where we match the notes to the lines. And this melody's actually gorgeous, so I'm just gonna play it for you. You're welcome. Anyways, now that we're done, we only have one more melody to go. And on the way, we have these little metronome platforms and a peaceful little climb up later. We arrive at the high halls, an absolutely gorgeous little area with fantastic music. I glided my way down to the elevator and map, then got destroyed in the longest arena ever designed, dying 4 times before deciding to leave so I don't do this to my home. During this, I landed onto another bell puzzle, doing it first try because I'm literally fucking Einstein. We also saved... Oh, it's this fucker. Whatever, let's get out of here. For the next few hours, I did some quests that all didn't really give me any upgrades I wanted, so there's that. Anyways, with a now even sharper nail, let's put some more attempts in. Oh, that was easy. Oh, alright, moving on. We can now meet with the conductor, who gives us the final melody we need to ascend Farloom's crown. And I'll just let you listen to this since it's absolutely beautiful. After leaving the elevator, we meet back up with Lace, who is currently my favorite boss in the game. This fight is so fucking fun, unlike the goddamn run up to it, but I digress. It took me 7 tries for this absolutely fantastic fight. And now Lace makes us feel bad for her. Goddamn, I'm going soft. Alright, let's drop into the Eye of Sauron. Fuck yeah, another abyss, Weaver's section, hell yeah. We absorb Sauron and drop back into the flowers and are now tasked with Pale Monarch. Wait, is that? Nah, it can't be. We'll come back to that later. Anyways, now we have a huge-ass tower to climb, and now we're arriving in the Cradle, which I quickly bought the map for, and now we can challenge the Grandmother Silk. This boss reminds me so much of Radiance, and I've never been happier for that to be the case. It's honestly awesome, but a little too hard for me at this point, so let's go back to exploring. On this little adventure, I met Krat, found the Sinner's Road, died, saved Courier Pill, met Kroll and Benjen, died, saved a doggo, bought the bench map, fixed the bench since it's got ED, then discovered Biowater and said, you fuck that, and saved a doggo instead. Got myself my first simple key, met a little spider friend who's a little too excited to serve us, weirdo. Anyways, in Biowater, I dealt with some thieving bastards and saved another doggo, then arriving in the Mist, which I promptly left because this is looking more like a Stephen King horror movie by the minute. I went and bought the stag station for Biowater, then got the fuck out of there and went and used my simple key in Deep Docks, getting another spool fragment before fighting another incredibly annoying boss, the Four Brothers, though they were easy enough for the second try. They give us both access to this incredibly cool glide section and this new even hotter area with a diving bell at the end, which we can't access at the moment. Anyways, an arena later and we can rescue another doggo, marking half of them rescued. Back at the Flea Caravan, I met back up with Krat, who peeps at us when we're in the spa, but since we beat his ass, we get entry for free, and traveling with the caravan gives us another spool fragment. After traveling back to Bellheart to do post-delivery simulator, I got a cute little statue from our boy here, and then went back to deliver an egg to Styx, giving us better silkworm production. And it was at this point that I realized there's a wings ability that I completely missed up in Mount Fae, so let's go there real quick. Buy the map to Mount Fae, and with a cryptic message for a reward at the top, we can start climbing, almost immediately dying to the cold. Unlock this bench, then climb through the obligatory Jump King section. And seriously, though this entire area was super fucking hard, this was really fucking fun. Anyways, at the top we can use our needle in and... oh fuck, I'm gonna die, aren't I? Just kidding, this is wings. And we're now ultra warm everywhere we go, the former of which we can immediately use to save a doggo back in the slab. And now we can go to all sorts of areas we couldn't before, so let's go ahead and do that. Head up through the blasted steps, and we can fly our happy asses up to this absolutely gorgeous soundtrack. Let's meet up with Chakra, buy the map, and go through this breakable maze, getting a... what? Okay, Team Cherry, whatever. Anyways, some actually pretty hard parkour later. I can save a doggo, get another simple key and a bench, and then keep climbing. At the end, we face a boss I could not give less of a fuck about, so let's head back to Wormways, where we can meet this mad scientist-looking motherfucker. Anyways, we can collect some plasmium for him, but before we do that, let's clear out the Wandering Chapel. Turn in the lifeblood, and we get the plasmium file. Our next destination is Weave Nest Atla, where we get another mask shard and meet Eva, who gives us a focus mechanic to our needle, and unlocks another crest slot. We can now defeat 2 moss mothers and get the last moss berry we need for the quest, and finish off another silk spool. And back at the druid, we can get the mossberry stew and the druid's eye from the quest. And now I'm going to work towards the second nail upgrade, which has us running all over the kingdom. First, we're going to run the courier's rasher over to the old geezer, and by God is this a ridiculous run. If you thought Flower Quest was bad, try this, because you have a fucking timer. But regardless, it took me 2 tries for this absolute speed run. We're now going to have to defeat the disgraced chef, who I defeated without issue. Anyways, now it's time to get some cash money moolah for the vintage nectar, so we're going to do a few more courier missions. And now it's back to Greymore so we can blow all our money on some piss water. Except for that price, we don't even get delivery. We gotta hop our happy asses into this cellar and get butt fucked by some bugs before we get it. I want a fucking refund. Anyways, we can finally go talk to the old geezer and have him make... that looks like shit. Well, he seemed to like it at least, so... Well, whatever. Pale oil acquired, and I'll meet up with Sherma because she's too wholesome not to. Back at the Pin Master, and he's charging us. Alright, back to farming courier missions. Alright, back to Belheart to pay this absolutely ridiculous price and get our needle sharpened once more into the Hive Steel needle, which looks sick as fuck. Now we're gonna get revenge on the savaged beastfly out in the far fields for fucking me up so much in the early game. Afterwards, we can turn in its horn into Belheart's well and get yet another mask shard, leaving us with 7 masks. And now it's time to demolish Grandmother Silk. And with that, we're all done. This game was honestly incredible, and I think it definitely surpassed Hollow Knight in terms of quality. Now, I'm going to be playing this game a bit more when more information comes out about the endings, so probably expect a 100% video at some point. But for now, I'm going to send you away. Thanks for watching, as always.